Good morning, welcome to CATEX-TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. This is a live broadcast from Princeton, New Jersey. Today is Friday, January 15th, 2010. It's 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's 4:30 p.m. in London, 12:30 p.m. in Bermuda, and in Mexico City, 10:30 a.m. If you need to reach us during the broadcast, you can phone in toll-free at 1-866-67-CATEX. Overseas, our AOL Instant Mail address is CATEX-TV. If you're in the United States, then you will no doubt know, if you have a proximity to a television set, that 1 year ago today, Captain Sully Sullenberger landed U.S. Airways Flight 1549 in the Hudson River in Manhattan. No fatalities, no other losses of life at all, except I'm sure the plane has yet to be resuscitated. We've never checked that, but I'm sure that the plane was a total commercial loss. And now we'll go to our news of the day. The main news continues once again to be Haiti. The death toll there now has been officially confirmed, as much as confirmation as possible, by the Red Cross to be in excess of 50,000 people dead. As of last night, because of the tropical weather and the number of bodies lying in the street, Haitian authorities took matters into their own hands and began to use bulldozers to pile corpses into vast open pits. Apparently also emotions are running high because of the slowness of the relief efforts. Many people have now gone without fresh water or food since the quake occurred Tuesday afternoon. Things are beginning to change. A massive American relief effort, helped by many other countries in the world, including China and the UK, have now begun to get aid into Haiti. The USS Carl Vinson, a nuclear-powered naval aircraft carrier, is arriving on the scene today. At the Port-au-Prince airport, only one runway remains open, so that's causing a bit of a dilemma. Speaking of runways, some of this actually is having a positive effect. The government of Cuba in Havana has indicated that the United States military now can use Cuban airspace for aid flights in and out of Haiti. The American military is going to be able to use restricted Cuban airspace for medical evacuation flights carrying Haitian earthquake victims. It's going to knock about 90 minutes off the time of a typical trip that occurs because of routing around Cuba. Many of the Haitian injured are being brought to the U.S. Naval Station on Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, to be taken care of at the military hospital there. So the Cubans have, in fact, shown a little bit of a thaw here, and the Americans quickly accepted it. The White House said that they were pleased that the humanitarian effort had been extended by the Cubans. Meanwhile, ECOCAT is announcing that the earthquake that struck on Tuesday has caused, in fact, a rupture in the Enriquillo Plantain Garden fault system. That moved in a western direction. There were 43 aftershocks that occurred to the west of the epicenter. According to ECOCAT, the stress in the plate now has been transferred to adjacent segments of the Enriquillo Plantain fault, and this has increased the chance of coming decades of another quake on the eastern portion. This other quake that could be seen in the decades to come could have the same or even greater impact on Port-au-Prince. The modeler said that it now estimates economic damage in the low single-digit billions of dollars. Munich Re and Hanover Re have come in with some of their estimates now. Munich Re is saying that its liability is going to be in the single-digit to low double-digit millions of dollars U.S. range. Hanover Re estimates a loss in the region of 20 million euros. That's the same number as yesterday. That would be 29 million U.S. Munich Re said this morning that no claims were expected to stem from the Caribbean Catastrophe Risk Insurance Facility payment to Haiti, even though Munich Re does participate in that. In the United States, the consumer giant Johnson & Johnson said this morning that it is recalling a variety of over-the-counter products after reports of an unusual odor. This expands on an issue that led to a Tylenol recall earlier this year. This is a voluntary recall. It followed reports coming from consumers, quote, of an unusually moldy, musty, or mildew-like odor that in a small number of cases was associated with temporary gastrointestinal events. Such events included nausea, stomach pain, vomiting, and diarrhea. The recall involves lots in the Americas, the United Arab Emirates, and Fiji. products include versions of pain relievers such as Motrin and Tylenol, and the popular Rolaids antacid. J&J's McNeil Consumer Healthcare Division said the smell is caused by the presence of trace amounts of a chemical called tribromoansol, which is better known by its chemical acronym TBA, which can result from the breakdown of a chemical that is sometimes applied to wood for pallets that transport and store product packaging materials. Stock market is down about 108 points right now. We'll go to a word from our sponsors.
You may have already seen the demonstration of the CATEX Global Exchange in action. Some of the features of the exchange and our Pivot Point 2 software are especially useful to facultative and excess surplus lines brokers and markets. Here, we see the opening page of the contract workspace, which shows some of the details of a facultative risk as seen by the listing broker. Behind this opening page are screens which provide details of the contract of certificate, details on the parties or markets on the certificate, details of the exposures on the certificate, including aggregate data of the underlying risks, details on each of the insured risks, policy or certificate documents, including document templates, as well as automatic email links. This screen also provides links to details of the layers for brokers, the at-risk markets, premium information, policy accounting statements, the policy claims history, endorsements, and contract documents. The Pivot Point system is the backbone of the exchange platform. Pivot Point provides easy input of data as well as seamless structuring of the data into policy documents, accounting records, and statements, as well as underwriting criteria. The system allows brokers to focus their efforts on where they bring their clients the most value added, determining the appropriate layers and selecting the markets which are appropriate for the risk and layer. In these markets, timing and access to data are especially critical. For example, in a risk involving numerous properties, a broker will likely have a data file listing the properties subject to the risk. The system allows brokers to easily upload data files to the system. The exchange allows brokers to offer the risk and make sure the data are available only to markets authorized by the broker. The exchange software automatically converts the uploaded data to structured data. Markets which are interested in reviewing the risk can easily use the data to underwrite the risk. We are working on providing links to a third-party risk assessment firm which will be able to provide property-level risk of loss calculations. These are only some of the features which make the CATEX Global Exchange and our Pivot Point system especially useful to brokers and markets in the facultative and excess and surplus lines business. Please contact us for a demonstration of all the advantages you can get from the CATEX Global Exchange and the Pivot Point system. CATEX, an unfair advantage unless you are trading with us.
U.S. inflation numbers came out today indicating that consumer prices in the United States continued to rise at a moderate pace in December of 2009. This indicates that a soft economic recovery is keeping inflation contained. The seasonally adjusted CPI rose just one-tenth of 1% last month. This is according to the U.S. Labor Department. The number for November remained unrevised at 0.4%. The core CPI, which strips out volatile food and energy prices, also advanced by 0.1% in December after a flat reading in November. These figures were in line with forecasts by Wall Street economists. U.S. industrial output rose 0.6%. This would be the output of the U.S. factories, mines, and utilities, rose 0.6% in December on a big jump in electric and gas utilities due to cold weather. The Federal Reserve came out with this information this morning. The December increase was slightly higher than the 0.5% expected by economists. The New York State Empire Manufacturing Index rose for the sixth time in 6 months. So things might be beginning to show some positive green shoots, as they say. They're making some news at Aspen in Bermuda. Bermuda's Aspen Insurance has split its insurance and reinsurance operations into two brands. Aspen was created back in 2002 after